That Writer Guy.
That Writer Guy.
That Writer Guy. Podcast with Lyman Rate.
Hello and welcome back to That Writer Guy podcast. I am your host, Lyman Rate, and today I am going to talk about your cover. I am going to discuss why your cover is important, but I'm not going to dive as deep as I will when I discuss this topic at length later on in the podcast. However, it is something I do want to discuss now as I'm seeing more and more covers being created that are good and some that are just not that good. Now, I'm not going to talk about AI generative covers in this particular podcast episode. I'm going to talk about generative AI covers later on when I do a bigger deep dive into covers, cover making, artist creation, all that stuff. So just for the record, AI, we're going to get to that at a later time. Now, the saying, never judge a book by its cover, obviously never met an author or anyone who reads. I know it's a saying to mean you never know what a person is like at first glance. But in the writing world, the cover means everything, and it is the first thing that any person who is reading searches for in a book. You, as an author and a writer, need to make sure that your cover is taken care of in a few different steps. The first is decide if you are capable of creating the cover yourself. Some authors are extremely talented in that they have a knack for art and can create amazing covers for their books. Others, like myself, have no artistic abilities other than the occasional stick figure and the use of program paint on their computers and desperately need someone to do the cover art for them. I mentioned in a previous episode that when I had finished my first book ever, I went with creating my own cover for it. I went with an all-black cover, an outlined military soldier, and big white lettering. Honestly, at the time, I felt like I had done an awesome job and ran with it. But, honestly, when I looked at it, it sucked. It was not good, and you could see the crop of the soldier. The lettering was bad and blurry. And, yeah, it was a really, really bad cover. And because of that, it meant I needed to find someone who could do the cover for me. The second is to decide how you want your cover to look regarding the imagery, and to do that, it is strongly suggested to look at covers of books that are in your genre. From there, you can get ideas for what works and what is common in real time. I like to look at the top 100 books in my genre because I can see if they are using brighter colors, softer colors, images of dragons, or other fantasy-like items, and it allows me to use this information for my cover artist. If you see a font or something that catches your eye, write it down, note where it came from, and bookmark it. Do something so you can keep tabs on it. The third is to know what you want. If you get with a cover designer or artist, they will ask you if you have any ideas or visions of what you want your cover to look like. Going into a meeting with them with no ideas or thoughts of visualizations of cover possibilities would be the same as going into, say, a tattoo parlor shop and having no clue what you want, then hoping the artist will figure something awesome out for you. That's not how it works at all. Artists are there to bring your vision and your ideas from concept and to make them reality. Another reason that you need to have an idea of what you want is so that you are not wasting the artist's time and efforts. If they design a cover and it has no relation to your book, then you have to have them draw it again, and the same thing happens, then they're not doing you a favor and you aren't helping them. Going into a chat or meeting with a cover designer with ideas and maybe even a rough drawing can allow them to get a better feel of your wants and desires for your cover. The fourth one is being willing to adapt. Sometimes the cover ideas you have are ones that the artist is not capable of creating. Other times, it is just an idea that when put into action and created looks bad and it's not what you want for your cover. Now, that's not a bad thing, but you must be willing to adapt and change. That is why having different ideas and thoughts for covers is a good thing. By having multiple ideas for your cover, it allows you to adjust and adapt on the go and not lose much valuable time or money. However, if the artist you are wanting to work with realizes they are not capable of creating what you are wanting and they want out, let them bow out. Get a refund for anything that's not completed and find someone else. Okay, yeah, it will suck having to find someone new, but if you require the artist to keep working on something that is out of their expertise and knowledge level, you will find yourself with a product that is far from what you want. The fifth thing that I'm going to discuss is pay your cover artist. Yes, that's right. You are going to pay a cover artist for their time. They are not doing this for exposure, so don't ask them to. They're not doing this because they feel like just doing art. They're doing this because they have the experience, the expertise, the knowledge, and have spent the time learning their craft and how to do it and do it well. No, they are not going to be necessarily cheap. The old adage, if you go cheap, you're going to get cheap. You're fast and cheap or slow and expensive. You will get what you pay for. And if you are lucky, you can find a cover artist that is awesome and not priced in an insane amount. I know some artists that work for $100 and some that work for $300 or more. I know that some are closer to the $750 or even more than that. But if you look at their work and start to compare artists, you will find that you have styles and techniques that you like and dislike. It all comes with a cost. Be willing and ready to pay for the right artist to provide you with the right cover for the right price. Budget for this, expect it, plan for it. Research cover artists and see what pricing you find. Then you go from there. But do not just not pay them. Word can move very fast in the writing and art communities about good people to work with and bad people to work with. You do not want to find yourself in the bad people to work with category. But you can find yourself there if you're unwilling to pay or are not cooperative in the cover art process or expecting things done that are just physically are not capable of being done or have an unrealistic time frame. And the last and the sixth one is the amount of time it takes. Cover art and cover designs are not something that can be done in a matter of hours. Yes, there are those who are the exception and have the incredible skill and abilities to make a cover happen in less than 24 hours. But the reality is, most cover artists need a few days to a week or maybe even longer if it's truly a custom cover. Don't rush them. Give them time to create the cover for you, then go over it with them. If you can, be blunt and honest about what you like and dislike. Then work on revisions, and those revisions take time as well. If you're in a rush, then find someone who can make a cover for you, but you get what you pay for. Cover artists would prefer to have someone who not only has the time to give them, but the more time, the better, as they can perfect the cover to your specifications. And that is all the time I have for this subject today, and I do hope you have found this helpful and informative. I have enjoyed my time with you, and I look forward to being with you on the next episode. And if you've enjoyed this podcast up to this point, I do ask that you please give me a like and a follow there on Facebook at That Writer Guy podcast page. If you have an idea for an episode or a series, drop me a message. Let me know. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. And until next time, keep the words flowing, the ideas going, and happy writing.